in the Russian sector of Berlin. Now, Berlin is divided into four sectors: Russian, American, French, and English. Same as the whole country of Germany is divided into four areas. Every fourth month, the senior physician of the various armies was sent out to Spandau to take care of 3 remaining prisoners out there, and then for 1 month. And the 3 prisoners there were sort of interesting. The 3, by the way, these are all people that have been sent there after the Nuremberg trials. And the ranking prisoner when I got there was Hermann Hesse. You remember Hermann Hesse? Hitler's deputy. He's the guy that flew England in the plane, tried to establish and get some peace efforts going. Couldn't do that, so he was prisoner in England. He was returned back to Germany at the end of the war, and was one of the ones tried at the Nuremberg trial. The other one was Albert Speer. I don't know if you've ever heard of Albert Speer. He was Hitler's architect, and he was the only one of the prisoners, many prisoners at the Nuremberg, who pleaded guilty. He's the only one of the prisoners pleaded guilty. And then the other guy, I won't be careful how I say it. He was not a very nice person. He was the head of the German army in Austria. But he had one saving grace. He had a mother from Brooklyn, so that was okay. He was only half bad anyway. So my experience at Spandau was interesting because Albert Speer was a very interesting person, and and by the way, Hess was a schizophrenic, as far as I'm concerned. And he would call, every time I was on, I'd get a call 3 or 4 times in my month, at 1:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. He had abdominal pain. And I had to get up, get dressed, and go a long distance to the Spandau prison. And then when I got there, of course, he was sound asleep, didn't have any trouble at all. But anyway, so Albert Speer and I got to be fairly close because he was pretty sane. He was the only one who thought he was guilty, really. We walked around the garden in Spandau prison. He then got out when I was still there. I saw him out there a couple of times. He was the only one who confessed to being guilty. And he did it because he said, my ego got the best of me. He said, I was a very young architect, and Hitler liked some of the things I was doing, and he asked me if I wanted to be his architect. And I said, sure. And then it turned out that he didn't do a lot of work in the architecture after the first year or so. He then was put in charge, which he hated, put in charge of just grabbing off the prisoners of war from the eastern areas and putting them in the various factories to continue producing munitions and other war products for the Germans. So that takes care of. Oh, by the way, Hess, his 20 years were up. His 20 years were up when I was still there. He refused to leave. He declined to leave. He said, I told you he was schizophrenic. And I heard about him later. He died in prison, in the same prison, 3 or 4 years later, long past the expiration time for him to get out. So I think that brings you up to date. Now let me see my things that I might be interested to talk about. I shout that out there that we're interested in hearing. Some of you have heard all these things already. Some of you, if you're interested in hearing how a prostitute made a fool out of me in Berlin, probably not. So, okay. So anyway, I'm going to tell to you. I'm going to tell to you anyway. So I told you I was in Berlin as a private medic. And since I was a junior man there, one of my tasks was, if anybody needed to go from our dispensary up to the bigger dispensary up the street or to the hospital, I was the guy who had to drive. The other people would just go back to whatever they wanted to do. I had still continued duty after Simcoe, got these people up there. So one of the duties being a driver was you had to, if anybody in your union had BD, okay, anybody in your union had BD, you had to, the driver had to look around, try to find this person, take her into, only her at that stage, I don't know what it would be now, only her had to take her into a German BD clinic, where then you were treated, given a paper. I have paper, meaning I'm trained. So that was my test. The most notorious of these people had evaded all my predecessors several times over. I tracked her down, saying she's not going to get ahead of me, you know. I tracked her down to the house, and she's finally admitted. She said, "Oh, you finally got me." He said, "Let me go up and get my clothes." And so, well, I said, just a minute. She wasn't going to fool me, you know. So I I looked for any back stairs. There were no back stairs, so I said, okay, well. I waited and waited and waited. And finally I said, what, something's wrong. I went upstairs. There was a plank between her bedroom window and the house next door, and she got out on the plank to the bed. So I was lost. I was very embarrassed. But, end of the story. A few weeks later, I did catch her again. This time I had already brought a person with me. So he told me I was being told again. I don't know what happened to her, but she was, I assume, treated, went back to plying her trade. So that's going. Now, I won't, the story of my court-martial of Berlin is fairly long, so I don't know what, I'll tell you that. What's the time, Ben?
We have 5 minutes.
Okay, fine, okay. Okay. I have to look and see if I want to say anything else now. Okay, I think not. So anyway, I told you I was a driver. And one of my duties was taking the people who couldn't handle their up to the dispensary, up the road, please, or they couldn't handle them there up to the hospital. I'd take them in a Jeep or a 2-quarter-ton truck. They had an island in front of the dispensary, which was where we parked our vehicles. And everybody parked there. It was a communal parking lot, so everything was okay. One morning, I had only a small road. I walked out there with my one class, my one patient. Went out there, and there was a bunch of MPs locking up my Jeep. And I said, wait, what happened? She said, you were parked in an illegal space. I said, no. I've been doing this for several months, and this is always been legal. They said, no, it was just changed by memorandum, blah, 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 blah. So I said, oh my God. So I had to call up and find my way back to my unit as best I could. Got back there, and it turns out that I'm checking on that the memorandum requiring me to get my Jeep out of there before 10 o'clock had been rescinded 15 minutes before my Jeep was impounded. So I said, wait a minute, now that's not quite fair. It convinced us quite a bit. I then fought this. I had a fight because my first sergeant court-martialed me. He said, I said, no, I didn't break the law. I was rescinded, blah, blah, blah. I had several witnesses that showed me that he, the first sergeant, had never read the memorandum to the whole unit at any time before. And so he was guilty for the initial assault. The other part was something else. Anyway, so he court-martialed me, so I had to spend every day from 5 o'clock to 11, I had to sign in every hour. And then on weekends, I had to start at 8 o'clock in the morning, sign in until 11 o'clock at night on Saturday. Same thing on Sunday. And I had to do this for a long time. The reason for this rather severe punishment, and for inappropriate punishment, since I wasn't guilty at all, was this first sergeant had made an attempt at beating Maria several times before I got there. And so she turned him down. And so he got back at me. He did in a way, but I ended up winning, and of course I won big, as I'm sure you know. Anyway, so let me tell you one other thing. I told you about the 3 names: Fernando Jose Castellot, John Joseph Castellot, John Joseph Long. My fourth name change is one of the most important ones as far as I'm concerned. We were in Berlin, my second time as an officer, and our son was about to experience his 12th birthday. And so he came to us. I said, John, I said, John, what do you want for your 12th birthday? He, without any hesitation, says, Dad, I would like to become a junior. Well, you can imagine how I felt like that. When your 12-year-old son wants to have you change his name to be a junior, that broke me up. But I'll have to be careful of getting my Kleenex out pretty soon in this room as well. So anyway, we did it. He was named after my brother. So he was John Robert Castellot. We changed his name for his 12th birthday to John Joseph Castellot Jr. And he stayed that way ever since. And that change of name was the fact that my wife and I had 70 years together. 65 of them we were married. And before and after, we had a wonderful, wonderful life. Those 2 things are the most memorable part. I experienced those. I can't say enough about that. I have several pictures here. I have several more anecdotes. I'll save those for the things in the hall, because, as I told you before, I won 3 awards as the most talkative conversationalist. So I'm going to ask Teresa right here. I already have several approved. Don't give it to me again. I probably won't win it anyway, but just take it. Don't comment for any names or take it off. Okay. Now in the folder here, I have some pictures. One thing I forgot to mention about Vietnam. I told you I had to collect all these urine samples, and we had a special place put up in headquarters near it, and we called it the Pea House of the August Moon. Many of you remember the play of the Tea House of the August Moon. I have a picture there with the sign outside. Senator Dole, when he came over there, thought that was the funniest thing he'd seen in a long time, and so he asked for a copy of a picture, which I gave him eventually. Got to know him pretty well, and his wife from North Carolina, the beauty queen of North Carolina, years ago, because he was treated at Walter Reed shortly before I got there with serious injury, and he could not use his right arm. He carried a pencil there, so that people wanted to shake hands with him, but he couldn't. And he always stuck out his left hand. So I got to know him fairly well. My point here is that I was very fortunate. Most of my life I was put in places where I could do it, enjoyed it very much. I was taking care of several well-known people. General Eisenhower, Chief Justice Warren, Imelda Marcos, another story there which I won't tell you about that. Imelda Marcos, all sorts of other people. But the most important person I ever took care of was the first person who walked in the door when I was a private medical man, Maria. So thank you very much. I am also look at the pictures. There's lots of pictures.
Let's line them up on the count.
Right?
Let's line them up on the count.
Yeah.
Line them up. Okay.
We'll line them up, and does anyone have questions for John?
Okay, well, anyway, don't worry if you think of a question afterwards, stop me in the hall. I'll be happy to explain it all to you, okay?
What's the story behind your list and part of your finger?
Say that again, what?
What's the story behind
Oh, the
your
list of my finger. No. You sure you want me to tell you that? That's the most embarrassing thing that happened to me.
Oh, I want to hear that.
What happened? We were, see, I retired at that time. I was really, we returned from some function. And it was getting dark, and it was starting to rain, but I still had to mow the lawn because I had some commitment on Saturday. So I quickly got the lawnmower out and started going along the lawn as quickly as I could. And then, stupidly, I sped up so that I was going even faster. I slipped and fell. With my hand going on underneath the lawnmower. That was old timers before they had the automatic cutoff, so that I was suffered that, and it was it's pretty embarrassing. So I usually keep the phone down. How real is that? Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.